An excerpt from Melba Pattillo Beal's book, Warriors Don't Cry. The book is a memoir of the battle to integrate Little Rock Central High School during the year 1957. Starting on page 150, we'll join Melba on her third day of school. The next morning, after a full night's sleep, I felt fresh and new, and the ride with Sarge and the others was a real tonic to start my day. "Smile, it's Friday," Danny said, greeting me at the front door of the school. I was in an almost chipper mood as I walked up the stairs to my homeroom, even though I knew I had to be extra careful because of that morning's Gazette headline. "Governor calls for calm, order, but voices resentment of occupation." Grandma had told me the governor had given a speech that night before in which he had talked at length about his anger that Little Rock was, quote, an occupied city. He also talked of people being injured by soldiers' bayonets, but worst of all, he showed a photograph of 2 Central High School girls being hustled along by soldiers with bayonets extended at their backs. A caller from the NAACP said to expect trouble because Favis's speech was inflammatory. There had been fewer soldiers accompanying us up the front stairs. Their absence meant the defiant chants and hateful words grew much louder. When I stepped inside the school, the soldiers were not as visible as they had been the day before, but I thanked God that they were still there. "I'm going to be in the background today. They're trying to figure out how you all will get along without us being up real close," Danny said. I nodded to him as though I felt okay with his announcement. I wanted to say, "Please, please don't leave my side," but I didn't. I felt myself beginning to rely on him, but I didn't know what else to do. I had never before felt such fear. It was an unfamiliar position. Me, counting on a white man to defend me, against other white people determined to hurt me. And yet, I was resigning myself to the fact that, for the moment, I had no choice but to depend on Danny and God. As I drew near the classroom, I was very apprehensive because this time, I was entering my homeroom before class officially got underway. Everybody would be free to laugh and taunt or even hurt me, but I had no place else to go. One girl with short red hair, freckles, and a pixie smile was being especially attentive. She invited me to accompany her to the window that overlooked the schoolyard. I was suspicious of her kindness, but I wanted to believe someone was having a change of heart. As I stood beside her chatting about the bright day and the activity of soldiers on the grounds beneath us, I felt a twinge of joy. Maybe I wasn't batting my head against a stone wall after all. "Stand right here. We're going to salute the flag now," she said. I raised my hand to my chest and smiled as the flag was hoisted up in front of the classroom. "Aren't you going to take my picture saluting the American flag with this famous nigger?" she suddenly shouted, to a boy who was focusing his camera. "Snap it, you idiot! Now! I want to get into Life magazine, like the niggers are." My heart sank. What should I do? Everyone was looking at me. The teacher arrived, and chiding the girl briefly, she halted the flag salute and instructed the class to maintain reverence for the flag. I turned away from the girl to walk to the opposite side of the room, and that's when I felt a stabbing blow that pierced my blouse and my skin. I lunged forward to escape the thrust, for a moment stunned by the pain. When I turned around, I saw the red-haired girl was holding a slender, wrought-iron flagpole about twice as long as a chopstick, with a very sharp point on one end. A Confederate flag was attached to it. I had seen other students carrying those flags in school and letting out the rebel yell. Now it had become her weapon. The teacher either didn't see or pretended she didn't. She resumed the salute to the flag. The puncture wound throbbed. I could feel the blood trickling down my back as I held my hand over my heart and wondered whether I should go for first aid, tell the teacher, or stay in class. I decided I wouldn't rush to report what had happened. I wouldn't give my classmates the satisfaction of knowing how much pain they had inflicted on me. And I wasn't sure any of the adults would do anything to tend my wound in any case, so I took my seat. I thought class would never end. The hands of the clock seemed frozen. When the break finally came, I raced for the bathroom to tend my wound, while Danny trailed behind me, asking questions about the blood on the back of my blouse.